Okay, good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming to Cardio Strength with Leah from Golden Oak Personal Training. We're so happy to have her here with us. And Golden Oak Personal Training is one of our sponsors for Stepping Out to Fitness, so we'd like to thank them for sponsoring. If you have not picked up your Stepping Out to Fitness shirt, we still have some available at our office in Palatine. We're at 251 East Northwest Highway. And just a little bit about ElderWorks. We're a nonprofit. We help with senior living coordination, advocacy, and education. So we are kind of like senior guidance counselors. So any needs that a senior might need, we can definitely help provide resources for. And our phone number is 847-462-0885. If you ever need anything, feel free to reach out. So we are going to do some cardio, strength, stretching, and balance training today. So please make sure you have a nice sturdy chair, some water, some light weights or cans of soup to help with the class today. We are recording this, so if you want to come back and do it again, you can certainly do that. It will be available on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Okay, I'll go ahead and turn it over to Leah now. Thank you.
Thanks, Emily. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Like Emily said, I'm the owner of Golden Oak Personal Training. So just a real quick housekeeping before we get started. Remember that everyone works out at their own level. So if I start going too fast for you, make sure that you modify it for your ability. And if something doesn't feel good, if we're doing like an overhead press, for instance, and it bothers your shoulder, you can try doing a limited range of motion or getting rid of the weights. All right. So keep that in mind as we go. I don't want anybody getting hurt and I want everybody to have a good workout and have fun. So I'm going to stand up and back up. If you guys want to turn your cameras on, you can. You're welcome to. And if not, that's okay too. We're going to go ahead and get started with a big breath in here, reaching up overhead. And as we take our exhale, we're going to hinge forward from our hips just ever so slightly. Very good. Coming up nice and slow. Big inhale, reach up again. And a big exhale, hinge forward. Beautiful. We're going to do that 3 more times. Big inhale up, big exhale on the way down. Last 2 here. Final one. Take your time here. Biggest inhale so far. And a nice big exhale. Perfect. Standing up nice and slow. Roll those shoulders back and down. Nice big rolls here. Just warming up those shoulders. And again, you can link your breath to this big inhale on the up, big exhale on the down. Go 2 more times here. Perfect. We're going to bring those feet together and do a little march here. Nice and easy. Remember, you're still warming up. Think about keeping your chest up, shoulders back and down, and really lifting those feet. You may have seen in the description that we wanted you to have a sturdy chair nearby. So make sure you do, just make sure it's out of the way so you don't run into it here, because we're going to be taking a step to the side next. So we're going to go step together, step together. And again, if I'm moving too fast, feel free to slow it down. Arms can be doing a little side to side rock like I got going on. They could also do an open close. If that feels good to you, whatever you want to do. I prefer the side to side right now. Good. Ew, I'm tripping over my mat. And that's a good reminder. We got to pick up our feet, especially if you're on carpet. Good. Couple more here. Here's 3, 2, 1 more to each side and march it out. Very good. We're going to do a few little toe taps to the front next. So what you're going to do is step, tap, step, tap. And with this, I'd like to add a little reach here. So opposite hand if you can. And again, if you're feeling off balance today, use the chair. It's okay. Just reach forward on the one hand. All good. Whatever you want to do, make this workout work for you. Good. And then let's turn this into a little kick here if you can. And again, feel free to use your chair for a little balance if you need. Kicking up. I love it. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, one more each side and march it out. Very good. All right, we're going to try a little pattern next. So we're going to go wide, wide, narrow, narrow. It's going to look like this. Wide, wide, narrow, narrow. Wide, narrow, narrow. Try it out. If you want to add a hand motion on this, you can reach up, up, down, and down. Raising the hands above the head is going to increase our heart rate. So check in. You should still be able to carry on a conversation. Good. All right, we're going to make your mind work a little bit here. I'm sorry, I know. It's not too early though, so I think we'll be okay. What we're going to do is opposite hand to foot. If you'd like to try it, it looks like this. Out, out, down, down. So you're making an X as you step out. Can you do it?
No.
I know it's a little confusing. Good. Here's 4. And if you don't got it, it's okay. Just keep moving. 3, 2, one more. Beautiful. March it out. Regular march. Nice work, everybody. Let's take a big breath in, reaching up overhead as we march here. Big exhale. Do it again. One more. Perfect. We're going to take those feet wide again, and we're going to leave them wide. We're going to plant them here and do a little dip and tap. Just bringing the heart rate down a little bit. If you'd like, you can reach up and across, or you can keep the arms level if it bothers your shoulders to reach up. So either way is just fine with you. You could also mix and match if you want to get real crazy. And again, we're just trying to bring the heart rate down just a touch here. And this is just finishing up the end of the warm up. We're getting ready to transition to some strength. Good. Here's 4, 3, nice big twist. 2, one more. Beautiful. Let's plant those feet. Toes are going to turn out to the side. If for some reason you feel like you're still super out of breath, keep the feet moving just another second till the heart rate comes down. Otherwise, we're going into a little squat down, come up. Okay, so the feet are wide. The knees are behind the toes as we go down, and we're keeping our torso upright here, using that core. Now, if you'd like to add on with the arms, we're going to reach up, pull down. Beautiful. So I was teaching my dad this move one day, and he told me, I said, okay, we're going to reach up and pull down. And he goes, like a frog on a glass? And I go, what? And he goes, frog on the glass. When you're in this position, you look like a frog that's stuck to glass. I was like, yeah, I guess you're right. So this is the frog on the glass move now. Forever nicknamed that. We have 4 more. Pull those shoulder blades together as you pull down. Here's 3, 2, one more. Beautiful. We're going to come all the way up. If you have a water bottle nearby, let's grab a drink really quick, and then we're going to move into a little balance and strength. Cheers. All right. So if you have your chair handy, let's grab it. We're going to stand directly behind it, nice and close. It's your starting position. You're going to take 1 foot, step all the way back. You're pushing your back heel towards the ground. Your front knee is going to bend. You're staying nice and tall here, and then you're going to power up to a little balance. So it's down and up, looking straight ahead. If you want to add on and you're like, Leah, this is so easy, go ahead and add on. You're going to push back, push that heel into the ground, power up, and then reach up. Maybe it's one-handed, maybe it's 2. So we start to work a little more on our balance. You could also hover the hands off the chair if it's too hard to go all the way up. So you have some options here. Level 1, again, stay connected to the chair. Level 2, hover the hands. Level 3 reaches up as you go. We're going to do 5 more. Good. Here's 4, And as we push up, we're pushing through the back half of the foot. 3. So I'm pushing more through the heel than the ball of my foot. 2. 1 more. Whoo, nice work. Shake it out for a second. We got to do the other side. So again, start really close to the chair so you don't have to reach for it. Take the opposite leg, push back, back heel goes to the ground, front knee bends. Ready? We're going to power up in 3, 2, 1. Power up. Perfect. And remember, we have 3 levels to choose from here, so you can stay connected to the chair to help you balance. You could hover your hands over the chair, or as you power up, if you're feeling all right, lift those hands all the way up. You could do one or both. Beautiful. Stay nice and tall and lifted through the torso. Picking a spot on the wall that's not going to move will help you with your balance. So there's a hint. Don't look at me. We have 2 more after this one. Perfect. 1 more. Oh, I love it. Take a little break. Wiggle out. Feel free to grab water at any time. We're going to go into the next move. Again, for this one, you could be directly behind your chair or have it to the side. I'm going to have it to the side just so you can see me a little bit better. We're going to plant our base foot down on the ground, pushing through the back half of the foot. So you should be able to wiggle your toes in your shoe. We're going to lift the opposite foot up off the ground. 2 options here. You could tap to the side and come back in. Tap side, come back in, or you can float the foot. Our goal here is to keep the torso really straight up and down. Shoulders are back and down. Our chest is nice and proud. Can never have too many reminders about your posture, right? Good. Out to the side and back in. And there is a little bend in your stationary knee. We're never locking out the joint all the way.
Hello.
Good.
I'm doing it.
2 more. Perfect. Take a little breather, shake it out. You may have noticed that your stationary leg got a little tired on that, and that's okay. That's totally normal. Let's go ahead and flip to the other side. Again, get that balance, little bend in the knee, lift up through the torso, get yourself set, and then 2 options. You can tap the toe out to the side and back in, or you can float the foot. Again, if you're like, Leah, this is so easy, go ahead and remove the hand. Come on, no hands. So you got lots of options. Make this work for you. And again, if you focus on something that's not going to move out in the distance, you're going to have a better time balancing. Good. We have 4 more. Keep that body nice and straight. Try not to lean with the leg. Here's 3, 2, 1 more, 1 more. Beautiful. And again, you may have noticed that the stationary leg and hip got a little tired here. We're just kind of wiggling it out. Very nice. We're going to do 1 more standing balance move, and then we're going to loop back to cardio. Okay. So this one, you're going to be directly behind your chair or again to the side, as long as you have room behind you. I'm going to be in front of it here so that you can see what I'm doing. A little bend in my stationary leg. I'm kicking back only as far until I feel my butt cheek squeeze. Okay, so it's not this big arching motion. It's actually keeping the hips nice and neutral, pushing back. So the leg that's going back is fairly straight here. We're staying tall and again, focusing on that balance. If this is too easy, go ahead and remove the hands. Go ahead and remove 1 hand. Sometimes just keeping 1 finger in contact with the chair can really make a difference in the balance. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Good. We have 4 more. Hang in there with me. Here's 3. How's your posture looking? 2. 1 more. Perfect. Take that second to just kind of do a little wiggle here. Move those hips around. Maybe do a little dance move. I don't know what you got going on in your place. I got a little music here. So other leg is going. Let's get set up. Little bend in the leg, shoulders back and down, pushing back. And again, it's just until you feel that butt cheek squeeze. And we're making sure that we're not arching into this. Here's 4. Good. I love it. So one of the things that gets inactive when we sit a lot is our butt cheeks. And that's the biggest muscle in the body. So it's really important that you keep them active and moving and going. So if you find yourself sitting a lot, this is a good one to do. 2 more here. Beautiful. Take a little break. If you need to do a little wiggle, go for it. I'm going to move my chair out of the way slightly. I'm going to grab a drink real quick if you have your water bottle. Cheers. And then let's just make sure nothing on the floor is in our way. We're going to march it out. And again, feel free to move at your own pace here in this cardio section. Beautiful. Keep it going. Slowly elevating the heart rate up again. Remember, you should always be able to carry on a conversation. If you get so huffy puffy that you couldn't talk to your neighbor, you're working too hard. Back off the gas a little bit, okay? We're going to go to that step together here. And again, arms could swing. You can do whatever you want here with the arms. You can make it dancey. You can shake the shoulders, whatever feels good to you. Good. Love it. Little change coming, very similar, but little change. We're going to pull our heel to our butt now. So we're shifting left and right. If you feel off balance at all, feel free to hold onto the chair. And I'm reaching and pulling with my hands. You can do the same. You could keep the hands on the hips. You could leave the hands out in an airplane mode to help you balance, whatever feels good to you. All right. You know I like patterns. So let's see. We did a little pattern here, if you can follow. Ready? It's going to go single, single, double. What? Single, single, double. Single, single, you guessed it, double. Single, single, double. You got it? I hope so. Double, single, single, double. One more time on each side. Single, single, double. Single, single, double. March it out. Nice work. Whew. If you have room in your space too, feel free on this march. You can travel a little. You can march it up. You can march it back. You know, just to give it a little variety. Good. All right, we're going to go for a high knee, not a high knee, a high knee, okay? So lift up. If you feel comfortable, you can do a little bicep curl with it. Good. And the knee lift doesn't have to be like super high up to the chest. It can be a little lift. So depending on how your balance feels today, work at your own pace here, work at your own level. Make this work for you. Good. All right. Turning this back into a kick. How's your posture doing? When we kick, we tend to kind of lean forward and get into this funky position. So really think about staying lifted, reaching opposite hand to foot. Yes. Here's 4, 3, 2, march it out. All right. We're going to try 2 steps to the right or left. Sorry, that would be your left. So it's step together, step together, step together, step together. Good. And again, feel free to move faster, slower than me, whatever feels good to you. Perfect. And then if you'd like, and you feel stable, we can try a grapevine. You may know what that is. It's step behind, step together, step behind, step together. So if the grapevine doesn't work for you, go back to that step together, step together. Otherwise, you're doing your little grapevine. Just watch your feet, especially if you're on carpet. Good. So either of these moves work. And as you can see, I'm mixing and matching. One way I'm grapevining, one way I'm stepping. So Either way works. Good. We'll do 2 more here after this one. Little party. Good, last one. Perfect, march it out. I love it. Nice work, everybody. We're gonna bring those feet wide again. Marching here. Yes. Take it to that little dip and tap. If you want to reach across and reach up, you can. Or again, if the shoulders bother you, you can reach across here. Perfect. Love it. Bringing the heart rate down ever so slightly. We're going to transition back to strength here in just a moment. So make sure the heart rate's coming down. And maybe that means you don't do any arms. Yes. Here's 4, 3, 2. 1 more on each side. Beautiful. Again, if the heart rate feels super high still, maybe a little march here. If you feel okay, go ahead and grab another drink. And then let's pick up your weights or soup cans. Or if you don't have weights with you, we can just go through the range of motion, and that's perfectly fine too. All right. So I got my weights here. What we're going to do is curl to press. And remember, if the shoulders hurt, modify by getting rid of the weights or limiting the range of motion, okay? Shoulders are backing down. We're going to curl, keeping our elbows to our side here. And then we're going to press up overhead. Exhaling, making sure we're not holding onto the breath here. And then hands come straight down. Good. Exhale as we go up overhead. I think I picked the wrong day to wear a sweatshirt to work. A little warm. I hope you're heating up too at home. Here's 3. Good. 4. So our goal here is 12. Again, if there's pain or fatigue before that, it's okay to put the weights down. Do the motion without the weights or soup cans or whatever you're using today. And I always tell people, everybody always says, how heavy of a weight should I be using? Well, if we're doing 12 repetitions, by 8, which we're going to be at on this next rep, you should be like, wow, I'm starting to think about this. This is starting to be work. By 10, you should be like, can I do 2 more? I think I can. And by 12, you should say, oh my gosh, I'm glad that's over. Okay, so that's how you know you have the right weight. So you may or may not have the right weight today, and that's okay, but just something to keep in mind. Good. You got 2 more. Hang in there. Keep that chest nice and tall. Beautiful. Last one. Perfect. I love it. All right, we're going to do a bent over row next. So we're going to go shoulders back and down, nice flat back. We're going to hinge forward from the hips. Hands are going to hang down straight in front of us. Palms face each other. You're going to exhale and you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together, pulling your elbows towards the ceiling. And if your low back gets uncomfortable here, just stand a little taller. That's okay. You may be hinged forward too far. My weight again is kind of centered on my foot and resting in the back half of the foot more than the front. Beautiful. We're halfway. Think about keeping a nice flat back, as flat as you can. Exhaling as the weights come towards you. Here's 4. 3. You still with me? I hope so. Here's 2. Last one. Pull up. Perfect. Take a little breather. We're going to do a squat next. So it doesn't have to be a super low squat. I'm going to turn to the side so that you can see me. My weights, I'm going to keep at my chest center. You could also keep them down by your side. My feet are hip width apart, toes facing forward or slightly turned out. Shoulders are back and down. Think about moving from your hips. So you stick your butt out first, then you bend your knees, and then you push up. Now, when we do this, our toes should be able to wiggle in our shoe. So again, your weight is in the middle back half of the foot. If you were to glance down, you should be able to see your big toes at all times. If you can't, it means your knees are going too far forward. So think about, I think we have a room of ladies. I always say, think about being at a porta potty. You got to get your butt back, but you don't want to sit down, right? That's your position. So really think about pushing your butt back. Oh, I'm so glad this is being recorded, right? Aren't you? Yeah. Great analogy, Leah. We have 3 more. Here's 2. Can you still see your big toes? Last one. Perfect. Take a little breather. If you need a drink, let's grab it now. And then we're going to repeat those one more time. All right. Curl the presses up first. So let's get our foundation set. Feet are hip width apart. Shoulders are back and down. We're rooted down. We curl with the elbows down by our side. We exhale and we press up. Go ahead. Back down. Here's 2. 3. Big exhale. 4. Love it. You guys are doing great. Keep it up. And again, if the shoulders get tired, if there's any pain, get rid of the weights. Do the range of motion. It's all good. Halfway done here. So this is number 8. You should be thinking about this. If you're doing it with the right weight, it should be thinking, hey, this is becoming a bit of work, right? 4 more. This is 10. You should be thinking now, are we almost done? Just 2 to go. And the slower and more controlled you move, the harder this is going to be. So take your time. Last one. Big exhale. Press it. Nice work. Whoo! Take a little breather. Shake that out. We're going back to that row next. So remember, feet are hip width apart. Our weight is in the back half of our foot. Shoulders are back and down. We're hinging forward from the hips. Palms face each other. We're pulling up here, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and then coming back down. This is our lawnmower start. Good. And again, if there's any pain in the low back, just come up a little bit. You don't have to be super horizontal here. Perfect. Halfway. Eight. 10. Almost there. 2 to go. Second set should be a little harder than the first. Beautiful. Stand up nice and tall. Shake that out. We're going to those squats or porta potty sits, right? So hands can be centered at the chest or by the side. Feet are hip width apart. Toes can be facing straight ahead like railroad tracks or turned out slightly. Remember, the hips move first. We're sitting back and then coming up. Make sure you're not holding your breath. And if you glance down at any point, you should be able to see your big toes. If not, it means your knees are going forward and your hips are not going back far enough. So a really good way to practice to make sure you're doing this correctly is actually to have a chair right behind you. So if you're having trouble with the knees or there's any pain in the knees as you do this, put your chair behind you and practice getting your butt into the chair and then standing up right away. That'll help you train the proper movement. We have 3 left. Here's 2. 1 more. Beautiful. Let's put our weights down for just a minute. Make sure they're out of the way. Grab a drink if you have one. Perfect. We're going back to that march. So when you're ready, join me at your own pace. I want to try that pattern that we first started with that may have tripped you up a little bit. want to give you a second chance with that. So we're going to start wide, wide, narrow, narrow. And again, feel free to move at your own pace. Make sure you're lifting up the feet so you don't catch them on the flooring. Good. All right, we're going to add hands, same side, up, up, down, down. This reminds me of Grease, right? Boom, 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 boom. No, nobody? Okay. I don't know. It just reminded me of Danny and Sandy. All right, so if you're up for the challenge, you should have this motion down. If you're up for the challenge, we go opposite hand and foot. Good. And again, it can be a little bit of a mind challenge. So if you don't get it, don't worry. Just keep your feet moving. Here's 4, 3. Ooh, I messed it up. Here's 2. One more. Go ahead and march it out. All right, so we did it on one side. Now we got to try it on the other side. So we're going to start with the opposite leg going out first. Are you ready? Here we go. Out, out, in, in. And let's add the arms if you want. Same side to start. Out, out, in. Good. All right, are you ready for it? I can't see you, but I guess you're shaking your head no, right? That's what people usually do when we do this. We got to go opposites though. Opposite. Opposite. Ooh, I tripped over my mat. I didn't pick up my foot enough. That's a good reminder. One side may be easier to do than the other. One side may be more challenging. Try 3 more. Here's 2. One more. And march. Very nice. I hope that went okay for you. All right, we're going to go step together, going this way this time. So it's step together, step together. Good. And my hands are kind of swinging here. You could also do an open, close, open, close. So lots of options. Or you can freestyle it, do your own thing. Don't let me stop you. Good. If you want to add that grapevine, step behind, step together. So again, if the grapevine's too much for you, you're coming back to that step together, step together. So either way works. And again, you can mix and match. You could grapevine out and step together back. Good. We'll do 2 more here. Perfect. Last one. And marched out. Very nice. We're going back to that high knee. I won't make the joke about the high knee again. I'll just say high knees, everybody. Here we go. Lifting up. Good. And again, hands could do a curl. Hands could reach up. Or you could tap opposite hand to foot for a little twist, depending on how you feel. So choose your own adventure here. Beautiful. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1 more each side. Beautiful. Bring a little march happening. We're going to do a tiny tap to the front. Again, this is meant to bring the heart rate down a little bit. So take it easy, stand nice and tall. Breathe deep here. Little taps to the front. And then if you want to change it up, you could do a little side tap. Good. Couple more here. Again, we're just coming down to a place where our heart rate is a little lower. You know, we're not working quite as intensely here. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1 more each side. Perfect. Take a little breather. Let's grab our chair here. We're going to put it in front of us. And we're going to hold on to the chair here. We're going to squat down. And again, maybe having the chair in front of you helps you get those hips back a little further. And then we're going to shoot up and raise onto our toes. So it's a little balance component. If this feels easy, you can bring your feet all the way together instead of having them hip width apart. So remember, if you have a wide base of support, it's going to be easier than if you have a narrow one. If that still feels easy to you, you could add a reach. Each time you reach with one hand, or you can turn it into a little skier. So lots of options here. Choose the one that works best for you. Make sure you're breathing here. We're going to do 5 more, starting right now. Here's 5. 4, keep that head up, chest up. 3, again, you should be able to see those big toes when you're squatting down. 2, 1 more. Yes, take a little breather. Nice work, everybody. Let's grab a quick drink if you need one. Awesome. Single leg balance here. So we're going to lift our foot up. There's a little bend in our knee here. Shoulders are backing down. You're looking out into the distance. And I'm going to time you for 30 seconds. So do your best to keep that leg up off the ground. If you need to touch down, that's okay. Ready? Here we go. Little bend in the knee. If you're like, Leah, this is so easy. Fingers start to lighten on the chair. Maybe the hand comes off the chair. If you're like, come on, I'm still standing solid and this is still so easy. Shut one eye. If that still feels easy, shut both eyes. I dare you. Maybe hold on while you shut both eyes. We're hanging out here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Let's switch to the other side. So find that foundation first, anchor down through the back half of the foot. Toes should be able to wiggle in the shoe, little bend in that stationary knee. Leg lifts up, everything pulls in and up. Ready, set, go. And again, options to lighten the fingers, maybe hover with the hand, maybe remove the hand, maybe shut one eye, maybe go lights out and shut both eyes. Our eyes are one of the things that control our balance. So as soon as you shut your eyes, it's going to be a whole new ball game. Still a little bend in the knee. And remember, if your legs are connected, it's going to be easier to balance than if they're separated. So keep that in mind too. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a little breather. Nice work. All right, so you're welcome to have the chair directly in front of you for this next one. I'm going to move mine out of the way just so I have a bigger range of motion so I can show you what to do. So if the chair is in front of you, you can hold on, feet start together. We're going to step out to the side, bend our knee. So one leg is fairly straight here, again, not locking out the joint, but it's fairly straight. One knee is bent. Then we're going to push through this foot, power up and together. Chair is still in front of you, okay? So step out to the side and together. Good. If you want to make this a little more challenging, we're going to bring it to a balance here. So push up, balance. Ooh. And the trick is to actually stabilize before you fall over that way again. Okay. We have 6 more. So choose the level that you want. Again, you can go out and feet together while holding onto the chair. You could do it without the chair, or you can add that balance factor. So load up, push off the ground. And the harder you push off the ground, the harder it's going to be to stabilize and catch yourself, which is what we're looking for. Because we want to practice balancing and catching ourselves in a safe environment so that if you have a fall, you don't get hurt. Let's do one more because I didn't give you the final one warning because I was talking. Baker's dozen here. Beautiful. All right, take a little breather. We're going to the other side, and then, my friends, it is time to stretch. This went by so fast. Let's step out to the side. The knee bends. This leg stays straight. And then we come back together. And again, level 1, you keep a hand on the chair. Bring the feet together. Level 2, load up, hold onto the chair, little balance here. Level 3, no chair, go for it. Balance, really push off the ground so you have to stabilize. Good. Push off that ground. And again, there should be no pain in the knee. If there is, modify your motion. So maybe you don't go as wide, maybe you don't sink as low here. Maybe it's more of a step out to the side, shift and come together, okay? 3 to go. Push down, come up. There's 2. Last one, my friends. Power up, hold it. And relax, nice work. So your chair may or may not already be in front of you. If it's not, grab it. Let's get it in front of us. And let's go back to that big stretch that we started with in the beginning. This time we're gonna hold it though. And if you're kind of far away from your chair like I am and you feel like you're reaching for it, reset yourself, get a little closer to start, and then step back. We're pushing our back heel towards the ground, getting a really nice stretch, rolling those shoulders back and down, lifting the chest. Pausing here for a moment, breathing deep. Nice work. And then we're gonna step it up, switch sides. Again, the back heel pushes towards the ground. Shoulders are back and down, chest is up and lifted. Breathe deep here, my friends. The hard stuff is over. Excellent. Coming all the way up. We're going to take a little step back from the chair. So you're about an arm's length from the chair. We're going to push our hips back, lean forward. You should feel this maybe in the low back, in the butt cheek, in the back of the legs and the hamstrings here. And you can wiggle your tail like I was doing a minute ago without cueing it. So I bend one knee and shift my hips to that side and then the other, or you can just stay still. Now, very important, when we come up from this, we come up nice and slow, okay? So we don't get dizzy. So when you're ready, slowly come on up. Beautiful. Roll those shoulders back and down a couple times. One more. If you can, interlace your fingers behind you, push the knuckles towards the floor and lift your chest up. This should feel really good, especially if you're hunched over too much during the day. Perfect. I'm just going to turn and face you. We're going to release those hands. One arm up and over, big side stretch. I'm rooting down through my foot here, so I'm not leaning this way. I'm actually thinking about lifting up and over, grounding my foot down. Very nice. And then let's do the other side. Lift up, root down through that foot, think up and over. Perfect. All right, we're going to sit in our chair. So go ahead and center that. If you can, we're going to take one leg and cross it over the other. So you're sitting in a figure 4 position. If you have a hard time with this, you don't have to cross the leg over. You can just sit and do a twist instead. Okay, so 2 options here, sit and twist, or the leg is up. If the leg is up, first I want you to lift the chest, then I want you to lean forward slightly. You should feel this in that glute, in that hip, in that butt cheek. And your knee may look a little different. It may be a little higher than mine, and that's okay. This is a great move to be able to put your socks on. So very functional stretch. Perfect. And then we're going to do the other side. So same thing, if you're able, ankle over knee, and you're sitting here. If you can't, you're doing a little side twist looking over the shoulder. Either one is fine. So ankle over knee, remember, sit tall, lean forward. I'm going to grab a drink real quick. I got a dry spot, sorry. Thank you. Hi, we're back. And you may notice, even with your twist, or if you're doing the leg exercise, leg stretch, I mean, one side may feel tighter than the other. You may feel different. So if one side feels different, always good to rework this, and try to get that other side to loosen up. Perfect. All right, our next one, I'm going to turn to the side just so my leg doesn't get totally cut off here. We're going to sit to the front edge of our chair. We're going to straighten one leg and put the heel on the ground. Sitting tall, we're going to inhale up, We're gonna exhale and hinge forward. Hands can go on the bent leg thigh. And I want you to think about pulling your toes towards you here. And that should get the calf, it should get the hamstring, it might get the low back too. Just remember to keep a proud chest here. So we're lifting our chest up. Breathing deep. And then come on up, switch sides. Big inhale, reach up. Pull those toes towards you. Exhale, hinge forward. Perfect. And then we're going to come all the way up. I'm going to turn and face you again for our final move here. Big breath in. Reach towards the ceiling. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Big exhale. Hinge forward. Keep the head up. Do it again. Reach, reach, reach. Shoulders stay down. Hands reach up. Big exhale. Last one. Close it out. Biggest inhale of the day. Biggest exhale of the day. Whew. Nice work, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had fun and you got a good workout in. Have a great day.
Thanks, Leah.
You're so welcome, Emily.
Bye, everyone.